where you're either writing or recording your voice. And then the reflection part, where you read or re-listen to your past articulations, is best at any time of the day. And I think sometimes multiple times a day is best, especially if you're really struggling with addiction. You want to do that multiple times a day. You need to create a routine if you want to quit an addiction. Hope you're doing well. Nicholas here with Addiction Freedom. I was struggling with addiction. I was addicted to nicotine. I didn't want to use nicotine anymore, but I was addicted to it. I was addicted to alcohol. I didn't want to drink anymore, but I was drinking all the time. It doesn't matter what your addiction is. If you have a pattern of behavior in your life and you're tired of that pattern of behavior from continuing, you're tired of it proliferating, you need to have a routine. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard to change your patterns of behavior. Routines are the answer. You can create your own routine. You can use the one that other people have created. Other people have made routines for you to try. But you need a routine. That's inevitable. Otherwise, you're going to be like most people who, they try to quit an addiction, but then 3 years later, they're still trying to quit. Okay? 6 years later, they're still trying to quit. Do you want to be one of those people? Because that's horrible. And a lot of people are trapped. So if you don't want to be in that position, you need to start doing a routine every day, in the morning or in the night or both. Just choose. It doesn't matter. You need a routine. Otherwise, you're going to be in the same position with this addiction years later. And that's what we want to avoid, okay? You need to create a routine if you want to quit. Routines create momentum. The thing that's protecting the addiction is the subconscious mind. You consciously want to quit doing something, but the subconscious mind, which is that other part of you, it's not ready to quit yet. That's why it feels like there's this other thing inside of you that's fighting, that wants to keep doing the addiction. That other thing is the subconscious mind. That's what's going on. The subconscious mind does not change quickly. It's relative. It could take a few weeks, few months, but it's not like the conscious mind. The conscious mind can change very rapidly and adjust and orient very rapidly. The subconscious mind, not so much. Things that we repeat often and have emotional investment in change the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind will change based on the things that we have invested our emotions towards. If you have an addiction, if you have done it long enough and you've had enough emotional investment, meaning you do something, you feel better, you get some pleasure, then you go about your life. You do something, you feel better, you get some pleasure, you go about your life, you do that, you repeat that cycle. That's increasing emotional investment. So if you repeat something that you have emotional investment towards, the subconscious mind is going to just build towards that thing. No matter if it's good or bad for you, it doesn't matter. If you watch the same kind of content every day on your phone or on your TV, you're going to get the same kind of thoughts that your subconscious mind produces. If you're watching things on your phone all the time that are not productive and that are maybe negative or hateful, then you're going to notice your subconscious mind producing negative, hateful thoughts throughout the day. So whatever you repeat and have emotional investment towards, the subconscious mind will take hold of that. Your subconscious mind will produce thoughts and urges about the content that you've been watching on your phone or on TV at random. Whatever has the most momentum will be the most amplified messages and ideas and urges that the subconscious mind produces. So you can have many things in your life that you have a lot of emotional investment towards, and they're all creating momentum within the subconscious mind. But the thing that has the most subconscious momentum, that's the thing that you're going to be thinking about all the time. So if you don't know what this is yet, if you don't know what has the most momentum in your life, then just focus on your thoughts when you wake up in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, the first 30 minutes to an hour of the day, if you catch your mind running like a program on some sort of thought, like if you wake up in the morning and you catch yourself thinking about something repeatedly, that thing has the most subconscious momentum in your life right now. And I'm sure that's kind of a vague, weird concept. You could be addicted to worry. If you wake up in the morning and you start worrying already, just for no reason, you have an addiction to worry. Even though you might not fully realize it. The mind can become addicted to worry. The mind can become addicted to fear. The mind can become addicted to hatred and negativity. So what do we do about all this? Here's what you need to know. There's a few things in life where this is obvious, okay? If you have a job and a career that you actually care about, that's going to create a lot of momentum. Personal relationships, somebody that you actually care about, that you spend a lot of time with, that's going to create a lot of momentum. Any goals that mean something to you, like true goals that come from your real honest desires, things that set you on a mission, that has a lot of subconscious momentum. Your conditioning. If you went through a lot of stuff in your past, trauma or stress, whatever you went through in your past, that conditioning, the way you think and the way you see the world, has a lot of subconscious momentum as well. Past trauma, of course, addiction. Why do addictions have a high degree of subconscious momentum? It's because it's something that we do repeatedly that gives us some sort of emotional investment and that we think about doing again. Those are the three things that build subconscious momentum the most. So, when you look at all of this, the things that have a lot of emotional investment or emotional impact create the most momentum. Things that you repeatedly reflect on and act on create the most momentum. And things that you focus on and like if you actually just think about them all the time, that also creates more momentum. So do you see, this is why the addiction has so much momentum within you and within everyone else that's dealing with this, that's going through that battle. It has so much momentum because, one, the addiction is something that you're contemplating and ruminating over because you want to quit, but you haven't quit yet. You're trying to think how you can quit. You're ruminating, you're contemplating, you're thinking. And it's something you do repeatedly, and it's something you have a lot of emotional investment in. So that's why the addiction has so much power over the mind. That's why it has so much power over the soul, is because, yes, you consciously want to stop doing it, but the subconscious mind is being propelled in the direction of the addiction because you're thinking about it all the time. The things that you think about all the time will determine how you live. Whatever you repeatedly reflect on and anticipate doing again in the future creates emotional investment. Acting on that emotional investment over time creates the only thing that gets a person out of the addiction. What is that one thing? It's momentum and alignment. They're basically the same thing. You don't build momentum unless you have alignment. You don't have strong alignment unless you've been building momentum for a little bit. These go hand in hand. What is momentum? Well, what you reflect on and pay attention to, what you repeatedly do, and what you imagine doing again in the future. If these things are out of alignment, you're going to have disharmony, you're going to have stress, you're going to have anxiety. Last thing I'm going to leave you with before I end the episode. To align the subconscious mind is to do something every day, or a few times a day, where you are consciously reflecting on something and articulating something. And that articulation can be writing on paper, it can be recording your voice. This is necessary because we need to be able to reflect on what we have written or recorded in the past. This creates a trailing awareness that builds and builds and builds. It spirals you out of the addiction. It creates momentum. That's why I said builds 3 times. It's building momentum. All of this aligns the subconscious mind with your conscious intention to quit the addiction. The person consciously wants to quit, and they have the conscious desire to quit. But that thing inside of them that's not ready yet is the subconscious mind, which has a lot of momentum towards the addiction. To align the subconscious mind, you need momentum. To create momentum, you need a routine where you focus for 5 to 10 minutes and articulate how you intend to live and why you intend to quit. And then you need some time each day where you can actually go back and reflect on everything you've written and articulated in the past. Make it your own, or use the routine that I've created for you to start. But I recommend you try to make your own as soon as possible. The mornings work best, I've noticed, for the articulation part of the routine, where you're either writing or recording your voice. And then the reflection part, where you read or re-listen to your past articulations, is best at any time of the day. And I think sometimes multiple times a day is best, especially if you're really struggling with addiction. You want to do that multiple times a day. So with all of that being said, you need to create a routine to quit your addiction. And you need to reflect and accept that it's your subconscious mind that's fighting you. You're consciously ready to quit. You can quit. You can do it. You just have to focus on preparing your subconscious mind. And in order to prepare your subconscious mind, you need to repeat something every day, like a routine. With all that being said, I hope you have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.